welcome to the Two and a Half Brothers podcast, where we discuss FPL views and strategy, but most importantly, our monthly league, which just has one game week left to wrap up November. Reminder that we're only paying the top three spots. Check out our TikToks to see the exact structure of that. Otherwise, we've got a busy schedule today. To a review of game week 12 scores, plans and issues for 13, a quick league update if we have time, and there's a few free hits knocking around, so we're not gonna dilly dally tonight. Evening, chaps.
Evening. How are we all?
Yeah, all good.
Evening.
Shall
Not as good as Monday night.
What was good Monday night for you as a United fan?
Watching United lose to 10-man Everton was pretty poor, but there we go.
It's what it is. At least you had some assets doing some work in the game.
Yeah, bittersweet that.
So we'll save Jake's Monday night excitement for the usual running order. So I'll kick off with my team, Gemmers, if you wanna grab it.
Yeah.
So it's a better week for me after several poor weeks, which saw me slip outside the top 1 million. So I'm now at my best overall rank of the season at around 300k, I think.
Ooh, tasty.
Yeah, decently above average, inside the top 100k for the game week rank. My transfer in was Munoz. So obviously attacking the fixture, but I was more chasing the upside. Just because, like I say, I've had a really terrible few weeks. That fixture and the potential attacking returns of Munoz, I thought was worth a spin. And they've got United next, is it?
Yeah.
Which also looks okay.
Keep him for that.
Given that Monday performance, I'm pretty bullish on both of those. But so yeah, that worked out. Gooey was also flagged till quite late, and I didn't want to miss out on another Palace clean sheet. The fact that he played is obviously a bit of a bonus, but yeah, that was my thinking behind the Munoz transfer. Anderson came in for Semenyo. I think lots of bench points this week where Semenyo ownership is so high. I had considered Sarr, but his returns haven't been brilliant, and I think he's got AFCON around the corner.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Munoz attacks enough, doesn't he? I know I said at the start of the season that I wanted to go after the DEFCONs, but in Munoz's case, it felt like it was worth rolling the dice this week.
Did he get DEFCON in that score?
I don't think
No,
so. Everything else.
He does.
No,
He does get them sometimes, though.
I mean, he got the 3 bonus, even with his customary yellow card. Is he
Yeah,
on 4 now, perhaps?
I was just going to ask, is he close to a ban? He must be.
There's quite a few close, isn't there?
But yeah. Elsewhere, return for Enzo. I gambled on the previous fixture and this fixture. I think he had 4 or 5 shots, didn't he, in the last fixture without any returns. So it's nice to grab something there. It came late, but he obviously plays most of the minutes, doesn't he? And then really the Eza hat trick kind of caps it off. There's a few reasons why I've got him. Predominantly budget, and the expectation that the goals would be spread around Arsenal. That Odegaard injury a few weeks back also suggested that his minutes would improve. I obviously missed his points against, I can't remember who he played when he hauled previously, but I played free hit that week anyway, so I missed out on those returns. It didn't look great for a hat trick. I'll be honest. I know scoring a hat trick is no joke, but
Yeah.
Did you know what? He was getting in similar pockets to previous games. He was just finishing this game, so he's been getting in similar positions and trying to get shots off to no avail in recent games. So it's just nice that it came off this week. Absolute roofer from him.
I thought Tottenham were pathetic. Really bad.
Yeah.
Comparable to the Liverpool performance, in my opinion, a week or two ago. Not much to be hopeful for there, in my opinion. But forward line, absolutely nothing again. I'll probably look to make a transfer out on the forward line. I think I've actually made it early and gone to Thiago from Voltemada, but I can talk about that a bit more once we get there. that's it. To be honest, Anderson on the bench with returns again. He's
Yeah.
picking up picking up a bit of traction in the community. Um, it's not surprising after his returns and a new manager. I think he's been decent value all season. You watch him
Mm.
play.
Yeah, he's
He's
really tidy. I think
unbelievably
that,
good player.
yeah.
So
He's
happy.
a proper Dyche. He's a proper Dyche player, isn't he? As well, like Dyche will love him for what he does on that pitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he'll get a run out this week for me. Again, we'll have a look at my team in a sec, but yeah, overall a bit happier with it. Um, Lots of head-to-heads next week for my team. But again, we can talk about that. I mean, we can go to it now, Gemmas, if
we
you want.
go jump
Unless you
straight
guys have
in.
got any observations.
I was just going to ask about Senesi. He's starting to irritate me. Have you got a plan with him? He's not overly expensive, isn't it? Is he? But he's right off the boil.
Uh, not until we get the 5 transfers in AFCON, and then even then, um, yeah, he's probably not a priority for me. I'm happy to bench most of that back
Yeah,
line, to be honest.
yeah, fair.
So yeah, not a priority. Whilst like my midfield looks shit. Just I know they've returned
Well,
this week,
I'm
but
sat with 32 points, so it's not
Bruno, Enzo, Eze. It's just not a midfield that you are necessarily that confident in week in, week out. Um,
no. Are you looking to get 4 in your midfield then, or keep it as a 3? As in more
I'd almost
premiums?
I always play 4 mid, 3 up top. I think the attacking spots, generally speaking, um,
Yeah,
are preferable to the defenders. I think that's the case even with the DEFCON. Um, 4
Yeah.
at the back is, I mean, it was kind of enforced this week, wasn't it? Um, I know I benched Timber, but I thought he played quite well as well. I've not seen Arsenal for a couple of weeks, but he was getting involved.
mate, he's a machine. Like
Yeah,
I
really,
think
really
he'll
good.
keep getting assists every few games. He's an absolute machine. He gets so high. I guess slightly under the radar how high he gets. I'd like to see his heat map, but yeah,
I had a look before he came on. He's really good in terms of those attacking numbers. He's up there with Munoz
yeah.
in the
Oh,
top
he's a monster.
in the
Yeah,
top couple of
yeah.
spots. I hadn't quite appreciated that, but super impressive.
No,
Um,
I've not had Gabriel. I've always had Timber, but you look pretty well set. Your bench looks pretty strong as well, annoyingly. Bar Semenyo, but
yeah, I mean it's the same.
and the Spurs keeper. But
Vicario, yeah.
I mean, if we go to my team next week, Vicario, weirdly enough, is in the Fantasy Football Scout bus team.
I
oh,
saw
is he?
that. Have they
Because they
watched
play
Spurs play?
Fulham, presumably. But
Fulham
um,
aren't bad.
so yeah, so I'm not set on this team structure yet. But you can see I've already made my transfer. Thiago's numbers are crazy. He'd gone
Mm.
under my radar, to be honest. But he's right up there in terms of shots and shot accuracy. Voltemada is not. So I felt like it was a pretty straight swap, to be honest. Um,
Yeah.
I know Everton,
Yeah,
to me, they've been a little bit up and down in terms of performance, but they obviously did really well on Monday night, and you wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle didn't get anything. I still think Voltemada is a tidy player, and he had a couple of chances on the weekend.
Yeah.
But Thiago's numbers are ridiculous. And Burnley, on
yeah.
the other, conversely, have conceded, I think, the most big chances in the league this season. So it felt like a bit of a not a no-brainer, but quite an easy
Yeah.
switch.
I think
I'm considering -4 for Rodgers. I just don't know who I'd take out for him against Wolves. Wolves are, as we've touched on the last few weeks, targetable. Um,
very.
so that's my.
When's Semenyo due back?
I don't
Is that
know
the
yet.
move you're looking at?
It depends if he's
Yeah,
injured or not. I'm considering. I was considering Enzo out, but his numbers are really
Mm.
good too. It might be.
yeah.
What are his fixtures like?
It might be waving
Like,
farewell to Eze.
mm,
Um,
he does have difficult fixtures. Obviously, he's gotten benched for Arsenal, Leeds away, Bournemouth away. Um,
Yeah, they're not the easiest. But I think Chelsea look good, but
yeah.
um, I don't think they'll go and maraud through all of those games.
I think almost any
Um,
other team in the league, Arsenal would only have scored a couple on the weekend.
Yeah,
They haven't been prolific goal scorers this year. That's partly why I own
yeah,
Eza as well. I know I said the goals will be shared around a bit, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like they're going to
yeah.
go and score 4 or 5 kind of every
No,
other game or whatever. Um,
that United game is a big one for you, isn't it? Assets everywhere.
yeah,
That's
it's a
big.
Just
bit.
wait. Just looking forward to Harry Maguire header to that torpedo your back line.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely smash it.
Munoz's in there for the attacking, isn't he? And
Yeah,
even Gooey pops up every now and again with an attacking return.
yeah,
I could even play Senesi against Sunderland, um,
Mm.
or Anderson against
yeah,
Tottenham. I don't think they're the worst things in the world. But I like to try and avoid those head-to-heads. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
-4 for
yeah.
Rodgers feels a little bit borderline. I think if Semenyo was injured, I would I would probably do that. I think
Who've they got?
they've got Wolves and then Brighton behind.
Oh yeah,
I think they've
Yeah.
got quite tricky fixtures thereafter, so it would be short term. But we do get the AFCON transfers around the corner.
yeah. Short term, I'm not sure it's worth the punt.
No, I probably agree. I never have a fun
But
time owning owning Rodgers, to be honest. I really struggle with it. Um,
yeah, yeah. No, you look well. You look well placed. You got a lot of assets in specific games, but you look pretty good. And what's your overall rank? It's the 355,
See, I mean that's plus
71, 73.
it's
Happy
plus about
days. Good week
800.
for you.
It's plus about 800k this week, I think.
Yeah, that's outrageous. It was a low scoring week, wasn't it? But as it was most of my points. But
Yeah, if you have
yeah,
got a low
good
scoring
week for
week,
you.
it's a good week to have a low scoring. So if you've got a low score this week, it's a good week to have a low score.
Or a good week to have a roof for like that. That's good. Where are you against the highest? What was the high score? 1-3.
Oh yeah,
Scott,
it's always something
What's that?
ridiculous,
Oh,
isn't it?
it's not on this page.
Yeah, top 100k is
Dead team.
not bad, but
Yeah.
I'll hand
Yeah.
over
Very
unless there are
cool.
any other observations.
Happy days. No, well overdue good week for
Um,
you. Congratulations.
Good stuff.
Never lasts, does it? Jake, you want to run us through your team? Any particular highlights or indeed lowlights? I see you've got the same front three as me,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. Unluckily enough, I think as you mentioned, Walter did look pretty good. He had quite a few good chances and just hit him straight at Donnarumma. So any other sort of sides, he gets a return there. So I don't know, feels slightly unlucky to get nothing from him. Um, Obviously Munoz roofer again. I think that's his second goal of the season. Um, Clean sheet bonus. That's not much more you can really ask for. My transfer in, much to your enjoyment this week, was Virgil. Obviously targeting those Liverpool fixtures. So yeah, but Virgil disaster. Won't go into that too much. I went for a differential captain this week, so having Saka, obviously against Spurs, I was thinking Arsenal are going to smash them, which they did. 4 goals and absolutely nothing from Saka. So despite the other popular captains blanking, didn't really see too much benefit from that. He slightly outscores Haaland with his DEFCON. Not really what you spend 10 mil on the right winger for, but there we go. Obviously, United looked pretty poor. As you mentioned, Enzo finally got his return, and then yeah, I played Dewsbury Hall this week. I thought United would be shit, and they were. Just amazed how shit we were. Obviously, Dewsbury Hall scoring a pretty tidy goal. In his form's picked up recently, so it's nice having him and Anderson both in form. I was debating who to play this week, and they both returned quite nicely. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Um, so, so,
The
so what's the Virgil thinking then? Because this has been all over the various podcasts over the last week. Had you listened to any of them prior?
No,
Okay, so
so
it's purely a fixture.
it was purely fixtures and the fact Liverpool can't be that bad for this long.
They can be.
It's yeah, it's a bit of a gamble, but you think
It's a
having
lot of a gamble. They look dreadful.
you look at West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton. If he doesn't get a clean sheet in those next four, I'd be surprised.
You would have been banking on Forest as well, though, right?
Yeah, they
You would
did
have had
look great
Forest in
though.
that bucket of fixtures.
Yeah,
Is it just a case
especially
of
at
him
home.
being priced up at Gabriel's level that meant you had the cash to burn, or
Well, as a transfer, if Gabriel wasn't injured, obviously you don't go there. And I don't think any of the other options were that good. Obviously, got Munoz, didn't want double Palace, and double Arsenal wasn't amazing. So it's like, where else do you go?
I think the temptation is you think of Liverpool of old, and
Hmm.
I did the same with Gakpo, didn't I? As a 3 or 4
Yeah,
fixture punt, and he could have won a penalty actually, but um, you play the fixtures thinking of what Liverpool were, and think you have to have an asset
yeah,
given that run of fixtures. But as Steve says, they're just so poor.
just shit.
I mean, interestingly, you'll see I've just stuck Salah in my free hit as a placeholder. I'm probably going to
Hmm.
upgrade my defense, but I'm still looking at that run, being like, they've got to score some
You,
goals across those
yeah.
three fixtures. They've got to score some, but I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But I get the logic. I just think defensively they're a no touch. I can live with the arguments of a punt on the attackers, like I've done, but yeah, defensively they look all over the place. Canate is a championship player.
Yeah,
He wouldn't
yeah, they
get in at
go.
Oxford. Um, so you know, you know. Um, but
But
yeah, Shrewsbury Hall points absolutely wild. 10 men
yeah,
as well. Good finish,
the
but I mean
Phil.
th- that's some Gemma's luck at
you
play
know
right there.
Liverpool are like third highest for expected goals conceded.
Are they? Jesus.
Gemma's don't look at
You
the
probably
stats though, is
looked at
it?
that before your
But
transfer, but
just a fixture planet. Let's see how it goes.
Nice.
right, well, best of luck
Yeah,
with it. Should we have a quick look at your free hit team then?
yeah,
I'm guessing you've got quite a few differences in there. So do you
yeah.
want me to
So,
summarize bits of it, or do you want to? I don't need to run through every player really, but just in the interest
uh,
of time.
yeah, obviously got quite a few changes to my normal team. Triple up on City. I think Guardiola, Foden, and Haaland are the main picks. You can go O'Reilly, I suppose, as well.
What's the
Still
Guardiola
picking
thinking now that he's playing in a different position?
it's just solid defensively, I
Yeah,
think.
nailed on. You've changed that to O'Reilly by the end of the week. Absolutely nailed
Oh,
on.
It's tempting.
I've got O'Reilly, given that
Yeah,
he's rested in midweek with all the other lot, and
Yeah.
8-0 he
zero
started.
chance
So.
that sticks. How have you ended up with Virgil on a free hit? Seems so bad.
It's
Just
I
get
think
Vandenberg in
Uh,
and be done with it, Gemmas.
yeah,
right,
there's a few
okay.
Brentford defenders to look
Um,
at, but I still like that West Ham fixture. I still think they're awful.
right, well, we'll see. Um,
Um,
double Brentford's
yeah,
nice. I've done Thiago as I've covered on my
yeah, Thiago in.
transfer.
Shada's a bit of a punt. His returns have been quite patchy. Brentford
What are his
away.
shot? Do you know what his shot numbers look like or anything? Or
No,
you're not going to see it on there, are you? But
no. But yeah, his returns they're not awful. Sort of every other game it looks like he's returning, which is pretty good. Obviously, Burnley at home's a good fixture for them.
yeah,
Brentford have been pretty lively.
cool.
Obviously, Rodgers. I'd like to get more Villa in there, but Watkins has been pretty bad. I'm not sure who else you'd go for in midfield. And then,
Uh, hmm.
I
I am
mean,
tempted. I am tempted to go. I've got the same front line as you in my free hit.
hmm,
I am tempted to go Watkins though. There's just something about Wolves. I mean, he's bitten in
yeah,
the arse year on year, but there is something about that Wolves team away that I just think is going to leak like a tap.
yeah,
And he may well get opportunities, but at the
yeah.
moment I'm on the same front line as you, which
I
kind of
feel like
makes
you're the
sense,
right
doesn't
way
it?
around there, Gemma's having more Brentford than Villa and more
Yeah,
City than Brentford. I think that's
yeah.
the right way round.
How much Liverpool would you have on a free hit?
Um, you
Uh, I've not got defense. You'll see mine as well. We
Yeah.
can discuss mine without seeing it, but I just can't go defense, and I've only got Salah as a holding player. I probably will
Hmm.
have one. Um, Whether that's Gakpo with Virgil, I don't know. But the annoying thing is, a lot of the free hit teams are in the lower cost players,
Yeah,
as in like for fixtures. So you're left with money for Salah. So
yeah,
like, you could do all of this and still have 10, 12, 30 million left to play with a couple of
yeah,
spots left. So it's not a fun week to free hit actually. I just have too many players playing each other.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
But yeah,
this is going
we're
to
pretty
sting.
similar.
This is going to sting in it if it goes wrong.
It's going to change. Well, it's probably going to change by the end of the week. But there's a lot of players here.
I just mean generally speaking, this is going to
Yeah,
sting if it goes tits.
there's a lot of players here that you wouldn't have. So if the normal players start returning and the ones you brought in don't, it's going to be awful.
Why have you free hit? So I've got 4 or 5 Chelsea and Arsenal
So
players. Have you free hit for
I,
similar
I've
logic? Or...
I've free hit for monthly league, um, pretty close to winning, and then
Okay.
I think there's a few like 1 week punts that I want. So I want Rogers, I want Thiago, but I don't want them in the coming weeks. So I
Yeah.
think free hit this week, roll some of the transfers, and then I think after
Yeah.
this Arsenal game, get
How many
Thiago
transfers
in.
have you got?
Just one at the minute.
I mean,
I think my
we
team
get the
next
AFCON
is
transfers soon, don't we? So there's
yeah,
no need
and
to
then
be
we can mix the team up a bit.
too stingy with them. But
Mm.
No.
My only comment is Foden. So I was wrestling with Foden instead of Salah, but he's equally erratic and unpredictable. I know he did he's
Yeah,
done in the Champions League, but it just doesn't look like
no.
getting a
I had him
chance.
for
But
yeah.
I think his numbers aren't too bad. I think you'd expect him to pick up a little bit, but
Well, I thought that when I had him for whatever fixtures they had for a couple of weeks, and he did nothing.
it's just
But it,
City in a nutshell, isn't it? Whilst they're funneling
yeah,
everything to Haaland, it's pretty.
yeah. How much is Foden?
8 mil,
He's
but
well over eight, isn't he? Well over eight.
no, he's only
Oh,
eight.
he is eight. Oh, he is eight. Okay,
But
okay.
I think he might have been last
um,
year.
Yeah, it was
Then
two
he
points, 3 points,
regressed
4 points.
regressed a bit, didn't he? But
But yeah, you got a
yeah,
similar set of logic to my free hit legends.
yeah. Well, should we take a look at yours if there's no more comments?
Let's see how I did. And then I'll touch
Still got
on.
Dewsbury Hall on the bench, by the way, just in case.
obviously,
Bring him on.
yeah, why
Just bring
not?
him on for Sharda. You know you want him in there. Get Haaland off for Dewsbury Hall. Cool. Have you pull me up? All right, Theo. So good week. Not a great score. I thought I was struggling until we got Eze's points, but actually ended up with a pretty good score. So Sanchez is third, I think third cleaning in a row, and they look pretty good at
God.
the back.
Yeah, they're taking
Yeah.
over, aren't they?
It, yeah, and I don't. So I've watched each of the last three that he's been in goal for. They don't really look like conceding. They're not. They're not getting
They have had the
peppered.
fixtures, which is why I brought Enzo in. In fairness,
They
but
have.
obviously he's got the
Yeah, you're
return.
right.
Not arguing. They're just
No, you're
big.
right, which is why I brought him in over other keepers. So yeah, good start with him. Ceci touched on Timber. I think it's absolutely phenomenal at the moment. Like
Yeah.
honestly, the positions he's getting into, like he's a menace in the box and not his defensive box. So he looks really good. And he got an assist in, I think. Lacroix is looking like Palace's best asset, in my opinion. And he owed me a return. He's
The whole
threatened to get
Palace,
a big haul.
the whole Palace back
Um,
line are good, aren't they? Like,
Now,
Yeah.
you could have all three. It's just you're just putting too many eggs in one basket there. So delighted that he finally brought home a double digit. Eze, we've touched on, like that's why you play the game, isn't it? Those slightly unexpected hat tricks from a frustrated player. The
have you still
frustrated
got
player that you've had
Reinders?
because I've not been able to move him on. I've had too much work to do,
Right.
haven't I? Way too much work to do. Uh, yeah, obviously did what he did and got me a solitary point.
But
Bono looked absolutely turgid as we've touched on. Gakpo could have won a penalty. And again, he still looks like probably one of their main threats. With
We said this at the
Verze,
start of the season when their performances were a little bit flat that those senior players of which he's one should get minutes. I know that Verts is injured now, isn't he?
is it,
Yeah,
yeah, he is.
at
So
least
I
you've got some
mean,
confidence in minutes, even if the performances are complete shit.
yeah, exactly. So he's probably going to get turfed out just so I can have a bit of breathing space from him for the free hit. But I
you've
own
really just got him
him.
in.
Well, he's a 3 or 4 week a 3 or 4 week gamble, isn't he? So he's definitely in for those fixtures. And I'm not probably not going to buy another Liverpool asset, but I'm pondering Salah as a bit of a fun experiment in free hit. Um, and then João Pedro didn't look amazing to be fair. And I probably want to move him on pretty
I think he's
soon.
quite heavily sold
For,
this week. When I check the numbers, he's
yeah,
But then so's Mateta and Voltemada, I think.
Yeah, if I wasn't on the free hit, I'd probably have him out for Thiago with my transfer. But I get to play with Thiago anyway in the free hit. So yeah,
Cool.
decent week and moves me moves us 1.3 mil. So we're still nudging towards that top 1 mil, which would be great
Yeah,
from a
fair
starting
enough.
point.
Tick
So
tick
yeah,
over above the average. It's nice. Should we look at your free hit
happy
picks,
days.
Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pick out any. It's fairly similar to Gemma's, but I'll pick out any differentials that I've got. And again, this is like draft one, so I'll
Right.
be playing around with this for the next few
Okay.
days. Um, so it's not really a goalkeeper I like. Therefore, I'm going to go with the worst attack. So
Yeah. Well, similar logic.
Martinez gets the nod for me. He'll probably be in the final draft, as will O'Reilly. He looks absolutely sensational at the moment. He should be pretty nailed for them, albeit in a pep team. I get to have Munoz. I've not owned him yet. I don't think, from what I can recall.
Oh,
So I get to
great.
enjoy him marauding against Delit and co. So he's in the back. And then Burnley assets are a bit of a no-brainer. I think they'll be really good at home. I don't see them conceding at home to Burnley, and I think they'll be a decent attacking threat. So Vandenberg's gone in mainly for budget, but also because he's getting the minutes. We'll come back to Salah.
What do you mean budget?
Shada
Haven't you got
Gemma.
like 30 bar in the bank?
Well, I haven't if Salah stays in there,
Oh, I
and
suppose.
that's one of the things to discuss is that there's some big upgrades I can do to the defense
Yeah.
if I get Salah out for somebody, possibly Foden. I don't know. I don't like owning Foden, or just having him. Um, yeah, Shada, Minto not owned yet. I'm not massively
I think,
keen on Forest away, but I just want a
yeah, that's
little bit
tough.
of
Oh, I don't
differentiation.
love Brighton either.
I wouldn't
No.
do that.
He's a main threat. Forest are still, they are still leaking. I know they're nuttick. I know they are looking better, but I still don't trust them. I don't know if I'll keep him, but I just don't want too much Brentford, City and Villa.
Mm.
And he's looking pretty good at the price. Rodgers will probably be a lock. He looked really good. 2 goals in the week on the weekend. So he'll stay in. My other thing to wrestle is probably whether to bring in Watkins. Maybe for Mateta. I have a sense he'll score in that game.
Mhm.
I mean, Mateta only got
And what
60 minutes on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
that's the other risk. And I don't. Whilst United are really poor, they can still turn up and do all right and be all right at the back. Whereas I think I just think Wolves away, just even with a fairly new manager, they're going to create, have so many chances created against them. And Watkins will be in the box. I'll be frustrated if he comes off early if I bring him in there, which has been the trend recently. I think he's been coming off 74, 75, hasn't he? And is it
Yeah.
Marlon's been doing pretty well.
Marlon's been doing
So
really well.
um, I don't really like or enjoy this free hit team, but it's probably the better to do. And as you saw from my score this week, I have too many players playing each other, too much work to do to
Mhm.
justifiably keep four of Chelsea and Arsenal players in. So that's where we're at the moment. I will definitely tweak it, and I'm probably 50-50 on Salah at the
Is
moment, but
that
he's a
cap
holding.
on is that cap on Mateta correct or just haven't updated
No,
you?
no, 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 no. No, it'll be Haaland. I've gone against Haaland the last 2 games and not got any
Mhm.
pay. Oh no, I got one payoff actually. He's missed a penalty 2 games ago. But yeah, I've been not had massive gains from going against him. But Leeds at home
Yeah.
would just be silly. They'll still attack City away, and I think it'll just have bags of opportunities. I could see him scoring a couple. So it's a bit Thiago's a lock. So it's just that probably that Mateta spot to ponder. And if I'm going to do anything, it would be Watkins. Can you see, a question for you maybe, can you see a better attacking alternative than Mateta for this week? You've got the same front line, haven't you,
Oh,
Gemmas?
You'd maybe
yeah.
change the
Um,
structure, wouldn't you, and do a midfielder perhaps?
Yeah.
there's just not that much there. Honestly, it's like we're loading up on Brentford Villa, and it feels a bit grubby, but it is what it is, isn't it? Got to get the chip used. So we'll see. Been interesting week in terms of how these scores do versus our original teams. So maybe we can do a bit on
Mhm.
that next week. But that's where we're at. Yeah, any questions or
Yeah,
clangers?
that Minter pick is still, I don't know, not a fan of that, but I
No, he
don't
does. Have
mind
you watched
him.
him though? He does look like a real threat. Like they want to get him the ball.
Yeah.
and Forest are still new under the Dyche era. But again, they're at home, so don't know. I think the hope would be they attack slightly more at home and Minter gets a few opportunities, but more of this is about balancing out a portfolio rather than going for another asset that I've already got from these three main teams.
If Semenyo
Yeah.
was fit for Sunderland, would you get him in?
He'd be no doubt, absolutely no doubt. Yeah, he'd be straight in for Minter without doubt.
Or would you not just drop Mateta or something?
Uh, uh, Probably not. No, probably not. Mateta's interesting because I think he'll get opportunities against United. He just
I
probably isn't
think
going
it'd
to get
do
the
well.
minutes. Yeah, I don't know if he'll get the minutes. And he's a slightly off the boil from his previous hat trick, which
He
I
doesn't
also
scream
benefited
goals to
from.
me that game for some reason. Doesn't
No,
goals, but
I'd probably think the opposite though. I could see that being an easy 2-2. You're not going to at least have some attacking threat at home, aren't they? I think Manos feels good value for a return. Um, but there's a lot of money potentially on Villa not conceding and doing well against Wolves, which sets us up nicely for a 1-0 Wolves win. Which be fun to dissect.
First one of the season.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, that's me.
cool. I mean, for me, I think if you're going to play this, you're doing it for the upside, aren't you? Maybe Watkins is a shout
Yeah.
over Mateta, but
It's probably worth the
Yeah.
punt given Mateta ownership this week.
is
But Watkins
Mateta still
isn't
around 20%?
necessarily guaranteed.
He is around 20%, isn't? No, he's 30%, sorry. Voltamada was
Yeah.
20%, I think. So
What's
that is
Watkins'
quite
ownership,
high.
Gemmas? What's
Watkins.
Watkins?
I can only,
Yeah. And the
it's going
thing
to be
is, if he was,
literally pitiful, isn't it? Sub 5%, I guess.
yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what it is.
he
very low.
he might be the more aggressive move, and you don't have to own him, do you? So it might be
That's what I
worth it to
mean.
try and get some marginal gains. If he was getting the 90, I'd almost be there with it. But
Mm.
it's just that risk of him coming off, and Marlon doing pretty well, um, which isn't ideal. But like I said, it's not sometimes you free hit. So some years you free hit, and this is compellingly good and obvious.
Mm.
This is a bit more in Vandenberg or
It's, yeah.
Thiago's one of your main
But,
premiums or something
I
like
think
that.
it's so
Um,
popular this week just because of the head-to-heads. I don't
mm,
I don't feel like
yeah,
these fixtures are
yeah.
kind of nailed on. Obviously, the City one's good, but there
mm.
are people wrestling with triple captain over free hit who still have the chips left. Obviously, I've jizzed mine up the wall, so
Yeah.
but
Yeah, 16's the other one, but this week for me was a no-brainer with the team I've got and the way they
it's fair.
cannibalize each other. The other option possibly is Xhaka in for Minter and look at Sunderland being pretty solid at home, but Bournemouth are a
I don't do
decent attacking
Xhaka.
side away,
Can't do
so
Xhaka on a free hit. Get out.
no, I know.
That's the most
He's a
boring free hit
beast.
player of all
It-
time.
he's an absolute beast.
Really, that Bournemouth defence is pretty ropey. I wouldn't mind a Sunderland punt in there, but
Well,
Not, not on a
get your
free
fellow lucky
hit.
alien.
Get out of it on a
No,
free
this is
hit.
what I mean. There's too much. There's too much money, which is probably why Gemma's has gone Virgil because he sat there with all these millions to play with. I
yeah.
was like, well,
Well,
I
And
might
he'll
as
have
well
some more money
get
when he
some value.
Similar
downgrades.
for Salah,
When he
isn't it?
downgrades Guardiola to O'Reilly, he'll have some more money, won't he? So I look forward to that on the pod next week, Gemmas.
He is
Yeah.
he is definitely following my amazing pick there.
I reckon it'll be
With minus
benched.
6.
Eight Norris straight back in.
And then it'll be your idea, Gemma's, and then it'll be Gemma's. Well done. You were the first to bring O'Reilly in. So
No,
yeah, but that'd be
no,
an interesting
can't
week. I've
lie.
not really had many of these assets from these teams,
Mm.
apart from Palace. So yeah, should be an interesting one to watch. I'm leaning more towards Watkins now, having discussed it. Um, just an ideal to be doing it like on the fly. So
Maybe you
yeah,
could add.
yeah, looking forward to it.
Maybe you could add I don't know, a Sar or something in midfield if you wanted to have double Palace. But
Yeah.
How has he looked? Have you? Neither of you have got him, have you? But you're
he's
a
not been
fanboy
returning,
of
has he? Like
his.
all the Palace returns have been elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
think his numbers were pretty good last year, and
he's
I
very
think
capable. I just don't think the form's there for me. Um,
I think with him, it's always a patchy form kind of question, but um, yeah, we'll see what you come up with. And we've only got 2 minutes left, chap. So anything else for tonight, or shall we sign off and leave you to ruminate on which Man City defender and which attacker you want in your free hit?
Yeah, that's good. I think Liverpool are on tonight as well in the Champions League, so I'll have half an eye on
Cool.
that.
I think Arsenal Bayern as well, isn't it? So that'll be worth watching.
Oh, yeah,
It
that'll be a
looks
great
like
show.
Robber's frozen.
Rob is frozen.
We
I
get
think
at
I
least 60 seconds of peace and quiet, Jake.
yes.
Best of luck with your remaining decisions this week. I know
Oh, he's
Bob's dropped
gone.
off. Um, yeah, I'm contemplating that -4 to bring
Yeah,
Rodgers and for this game, and then Brighton, and probably bench against Arsenal. But we shall
that's
see.
worth it. But
Cool. Well, good luck. Always a
nice.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Take it easy. Thanks everybody
good
for
stuff.
watching, stroke listening. Drop us a like and a follow on TikTok and all that stuff.
Cool.
Jake, take it easy.
Cheers all. Have a
Good
good
luck.
evening.
All right.